Hey everyone, Josh here, Northface Construction. I'm here with Derek Storkel, and today we're going to do a follow-up on the Timberline HDZ shingles. Earlier this year when they first came out and we got our first package from our local rep, Mike Goldenstein, I did a really quick overview and just told about the features that they had informed us about on them. We hadn't installed them yet besides in our shop. Now we have a full year of 2020 installing hundreds of roofs with these shingles, and I just want to talk to Derek since he's in contact with our field techs, the crews, a lot more than I am nowadays. Derek, I'd just love to get your overview of the performance of the HDZ shingles versus the Timberline HDs.
I'd say starting overall, we thought, initially, and still do, they're quite a bit better, I'd say, than the HDs. Digging more into it, I guess, once they're installed, they're installed. They're super sticky, which can be a negative because if you lay them down, sticky side down on the shingles, you're going to be replacing the shingle that's underneath that.
We did that a couple times this year, I think.
Yep, and they stick to your feet pretty good. But once they're down, they're down. As soon as they're installed, you're not getting it back up.
They have unlimited wind warranty now, right? Mm-hmm. Is that what it is? So we all know that warranties have their things and verbiage and stuff like that. But I guess HDs versus HDZs, like the warranty on the wind, do you think that the capability of the shingles has increased?
Yeah, drastically.
Okay.
Because like I said, once they're down, they're down. Once we walk away, we don't have to worry about, if we're going to get a windstorm that night.
When you're installing, when it's a little colder or like really later in the day when you're in the fall and the temperatures are dropping, like it's warm during the day and everything's sealing down, but then like if you're working the night and you're burning that candle and they don't seal, I've had it where I come back the next day and like one or two shingles have blown off just because nothing was sealed down. Or a winter install, I know people who have installed in the winter, they have blow-offs, and that's why we shut off our installs in the winter, just because it reduces the risk of blow-offs and stuff like that. And there's just extra steps that makes it easier for us to wait. But yeah, I don't think we dealt with any blow-offs this year, did we?
None at all.
None. Well, that's good. Are there any other observations about the HDZs versus the previous version of the GAF shingles?
One thing that we noticed was that our guys are having to spend less time on oversight on the install, especially when it comes to nailing them down. We always push 6 nails per shingle, but with the new warranty on them, there's less stress we have to put on, did they actually do 6 nails?
And did they hit where they need to hit?
Exactly. It's pretty hard to miss that nailing zone now.
Yeah.
So a lot less time looking for flat, low nails, a lot less time making sure that they're doing it right.
Yeah. As long as you have your air set and your compressor right and you're not over driving or under driving, it's really hard to miss the nail line. I can show you in the package real quick what the nail line looks like on an HDZ. It's from this white line to this white line. Previously, on the old HDs, you would have only like this much space that you would have to hit, and then you weren't installing properly. So I know us, I know me. I was really anal on the crews, and they didn't like it because they'd be off of that line a little bit, and I'd make them re-nail stuff, and I'd catch them not being with like here or there. It causes stress, but it also elevates the quality, but now it's just easy.
The packaging is packaging, but what's really nice that even we can show customers is that on the stripes on each package, there's different color stripes, and that this stripe corresponds to where this package was manufactured.
Oh yeah, so right here it says MN.
So we can show the customer, or we know that this package was made here in Minneapolis, which is where their plant was.
Yeah, which that's a benefit. In a couple ways. Because if you ever look at a roof and you see multicolor like shades, they're the same shingle, but like the contractor or supplier might have mixed a batch from like one one plant versus another plant, or one batch versus a different batch. And they all can kind of vary. So that provides consistency. And then I think on the sales end of thing, and just like keeping the money locally, if you believe in investing locally, which we do, we like to invest in Minnesota companies and products. We know this was made in Minnesota, and there's Minnesota-based people getting paid for making this product. That's something I like personally, but
Same here.
yeah, we're talking about installs. Like, what about repairs? Do we deal it, like, was there any difference in repairing shingles with HDZs versus HDs?
I mean, we didn't run into a lot of repairs, but in the times we did and we came across HDZs, they are a lot more difficult to repair because of how they seal down. Once they're, like I said before, once they seal down, they're down.
The previous Timberline HD shingles, if you need to replace one shingle on a roof, how many would you need to actually do that? Because we all know when you replace one shingle, you're going to damage at least another one, maybe two, when you're tearing up, breaking the seals. 1 to 2 then. How many shingles does it take to actually do a repair now?
I'd say about double.
Double?
Yeah, because that tar strip underneath is, if you're not really careful, it's really easy to tear the shingle underneath and pull up all the granules that sealant has touched.
Yeah, which then compromises that shingle and can obviously lead to a domino effect, which is why, you know, repairs always follow the manufacturer specifications. They can be done, but they're a little bit more difficult, obviously. What do we see different in regards to the granules on the HDZs versus the HDs in regards to overall?
We've noticed that there's less granules left behind in the package. A lot of times when you pull these shingles out, you'll get a few loose granules, like there's some right on top here. There's always a few, they get knocked off from being banged around stuff, but what we've noticed is that there's a lot less coming off now, which is important because these granules are what protect the integrity of the shingle. Once you start losing granules, then your UV rays from the sun start degrading the shingle.
So you can see it's an asphalt-based product underneath. And like Derek said, not to get too educational right now necessarily, but the granules on a shingle protect it from UV rays and give it aesthetically pleasing look. One other thing that I remember Mike Goldenstein with GAF referencing with me when he first kind of told me about these shingles is the difference in regards to how they're laminated, right? So I guess one thing I noticed the difference on was, you know, it's glued and it's mechanically divoted like a sewing machine where it matches the two laminates together. Was there anything noticed in regards to how that process was done that made an impact on the use of the shingle or anything like that for homeowners, us?
I'd say for us, a lot of times when you're installing shingles, you're kind of whipping these around when when you pull one out of the package, you pull it out like this. And a lot of times what will happen is when you do that and it's a really hot day, on the HDs, this would start to separate and you get little bubbles that would start pulling apart. Now with the new way it's locked together, you're getting that a lot less.
Thank you. I mean, do you have any other thoughts before I give my kind of overall opinion on it?
I think that covers everything.
Okay. I mean, personally, I think it's a great improvement over the HDs. I think they set a pretty cool standard in regards to how they've increased the size of their nailing line without adding more to the process and things to go wrong. I like how it's mechanically fastened together, not just like with tar between the two layers of the shingle. I think this year also that the colors matched up nice with the HDs, so like there wasn't really any inconsistency of color if you like were doing a repair and matching with an older shingle, and I think that was very deliberate of them. Obviously you're going to have your nuances of between where they're made, what batch they are and stuff, but it's not drastic. It's not like they just remade the whole thing. They just improved the actual functional aspects of the shingle, not the aesthetics. They look the same. They perform better. I just, overall, I have to say, I give them a thumbs up for the year. I'm really happy with the HDZ shingles and where the improvements they've made. I'm excited to see what else other manufacturers are going to be coming up with, also with the other lines of shingles that GAF has, and see what kind of improvements they'll have. Thanks for watching Derek and I chat about the old Timberline HD shingles versus the new Timberline HDZ shingles. I hope that this video is educational for you on your choices in shingles, manufacturers, and just your overall experience with your roofing project. If you're looking to hear more exterior remodeling and roofing tips, tricks, and advice from us, please follow us at Northface Construction. Thanks for watching. Take care.